Hi guys, this video is all about linear DE. At the end of the lesson, students should be able to determine whether a DE is linear and solve DE using the process of linear DE. A first-order linear DE is an equation of the form y prime plus p of xy equals q of x, or x prime plus r of yx equals s of y. There are two standard forms for linear DE, linear in y and linear in x. For linear in y, we have y prime plus p of xy equals q of x. P of x and q of x are functions of x alone. So if you're looking for p of x, do not include y. Include the sign but not y. Okay? Because p of x is a function of x alone. If you noticed, on the left side, we have y prime plus y. On the right side, no function y, only function x. The linear DE, linear in x, is x prime plus r of yx equals s of y. R of y and s of y are functions of y alone. So do not include x when you are looking for r of y. Include the sign but not x. What are the steps in solving DE? Usually, the DE is given by the form m of x and y dx and n of x and y dy equal to 0. So first step is to put the equation to the standard form of linear DE. For linear in y, we have y prime plus p of xy equals q of x. Second step is to find the integrating factor. The integrating factor for linear in y, we have if equals e to the integral of p of x dx. And the last step is to use the formula y times if equals integral of if times q of x dx. For linear in x, you put the equation to standard form of LDA, x prime plus r of yx equals s of y. Second step is to find the integrating factor. The integrating factor for linear in x is if equals e to the integral of r of y dy. And use the formula x times if equals integral of if times s of y dy. How to choose if the given DE is linear in y or linear in x? If dy has less term, then that is linear in y. If dx has less terms, then that is linear in x. Okay? Or if the equation is already arranged in y prime, so that is linear in y. Or when the equation is already arranged in x prime, so that is linear in x. There is a short method in solving linear DE. One formula. So the formula is for linear in y is y times e to the integral of p of x dx equals integral of q of x times e to the integral of p of x dx plus c. For linear in x, the formula is x times e to the integral of r of y dy equals integral of s of y times e to the integral of r of y dy plus c. But I suggest that you follow the 3 steps, because if you are using one formula, one false move, then everything is wrong. Okay? If you forgot something in the equation, then everything is wrong. Solve the following DE. So we have 6 examples. We will solve each item. Okay, let's start with number 1. Example number 1, we have y prime equals 1 plus 3y tan x. Our DE is already arranged, so we will follow the linear in y. So the standard form for linear in y is y prime plus p of x y equals q of x. The left side should have the y prime and y, so we have to transpose 3y tan x to the left side. If we transpose 3y tan x to the left side, it becomes negative. So negative 3y tangent x equals 1. Our p of x is negative 3 tan x. Include the sign but not y. Our q of x is 1. So we are done with step 1. Step 2 is to find the IF. The IF for linear in y is e to the integral of p of x dx. E to the integral of negative 3 tangent x dx. You put the constant outside the integral. So this is e to the negative 3 times the integral of tangent x dx. There are two formulas for the integral of tangent x, right? One is, if we integrate tangent x dx, the result is negative ln cosine x plus c. The other one is positive ln secant x plus c. We will choose the answer that will make the solution positive. So if we multiply negative 3 to negative ln cosine x, the result is positive. So we will choose negative ln cosine x. So e to the negative 3 times negative ln of cosine x equals e. Negative 3 times negative ln cosine x is positive 3 ln cosine x. Using the properties of logarithm, 3 becomes the power of cosine. So, e to the ln cosine cube x. Then, e and ln will cancel out. So, the integrating factor is cosine cube x. Next step is to use the formula. The formula for linear in y is y times if equals integral of if times q of x dx. Y times if is cosine cube. Integral of cosine cube x times 1 is cosine cube x dx. And to integrate this one, we will separate one cosine. So, this becomes cosine squared x cosine x dx. And the trigonometric identity for cosine squared x is equal to cosine squared x is equal to 1 minus sine squared x. So we replace cosine squared x by 1 minus sine squared x, then multiply to cosine x dx. Distribute cosine x dx, so the result is 1 times cosine x dx is cosine x dx minus the integral of sine squared x times cosine x dx is sine squared x cosine x dx. The integral for cosine x is positive sine x, right? For the integral of sine squared x cosine x, we will use the u substitution. We'll let sine x as u. And derivative of u is du. Derivative of sine x is cosine x dx. So, integral of sine squared x is now u squared. And cosine x dx is du. Copy sine x. The integral of u squared du is u cubed over 3 plus c. But u is equivalent to sine x. So, this becomes sine cube x over 3 plus c. So, copy the left side. The left side is y cosine cube x. Y cosine cube x. So, the answer is y times cosine cube x equals sine x minus sine cube x over 3 plus c. Number 2 example, we have y prime equals x cubed minus 2 over xy when x equal to 1 and y equal to 1. So we are looking for the particular solution. Since our d is already arranged, y prime, so we will follow the linear in y. So the linear in y standard form is y prime plus p of x y equals cube x. The left side must have the y prime and the function x times y. So we have to transpose this negative 2 over xy to the left side. If we do that, the negative 2 over xy becomes positive. Equals x cubed. Now the DE is already in standard form linear in y. So this is our step 1. The function p of x is 2 over x and q of x is equal to x cubed. B, find the integrating factor. E to the integral of p of x dx. So e to the p of x is 2 over x dx. So the integral of 2 over x dx is 2 ln x. Using the properties of logarithms, 2 becomes power of x. So e to the ln x squared. E and ln cancel out. So the if is equal to x squared. Third step is to use the formula. Since this is linear in y, the formula is y times if equals integral of if times q of x dx. Y times if is x squared equals if is x squared times q of x is x cubed dx. X squared times x cubed is x to the power of 5 dx. And the integral of x to the power of 5 dx is x to the power of 6 over 6 plus c. Then, substitute the values of x and y. So y is equal to 1, x is equal to 1 also. 1 to the power of 6 over 6 plus c. So 1 times 1 squared is 1. And 1 to the power of 6 is 1. So this is 1 over 6 plus c. Transpose 1 over 6 to the left side, so it becomes negative. So 1 minus 1 over 6 equal to c. 1 minus 1 over 6 is equal to 5 over 6. Then we substitute. So, it becomes x squared y equals x to the power of 6 over 6 plus c now is 5 over 6. To eliminate the denominator, we will multiply both sides by 6. So 6 times x squared y is 6x squared y. X to the power of 6 over 6 multiplied to 6 is x to the power of 6 plus 5 over 6 times 6 is 5. So this is now our particular solution.